Recording.
Oh, hey! How are you guys doing? Oh, that's either a decent pun or a dad joke. Well, I'm not a dad, so we're just going to call it a pun. This is what I'm going to call a hay meadow, next to the Vineyard. And I just wanted to do a quick vlog. I know I haven't done many vlogs this year on the DRZs. I've just been doing my stuff. You can see the Vineyard over there still got the netting rolled up on the top. We'll go there in a minute. But I just wanted to do a little, ride around the hay meadow on this Sunday evening and share that with you. And I think I probably better do a hay meadow wheelie, I think. I gotta be careful because sometimes there can be some irregularity on the surface out here. Oh, see, I spun out. Spun out again. Bear with me. My off-road wheelies need some work. Yeah, I need a little bit more control before I get doing too much of this. But you gotta reward me for making an attempt. My tire might be getting a little lacking in tread in the center. This bike had been used for years patrolling the irrigation lines of a conventional farm. I mean conventional farm like corn and soybeans. They even irrigated their wheat. They even have some cotton that's irrigated. I guess I probably better do another hay meadow wheelie before I give that up. I wonder if I could do it over by the hay bales. Maybe that'd be better. You can see that wrap around the hay bales. That's the same material that we use for the grapevines. Yeah, see the irregular surface. I'm just going to upload this raw here. Not just the stuff that quote unquote makes me look good. But that material that binds these hay bales is the material we use as netting to protect the grapevines from the birds. It creates a barrier. And I'm going to share that with you here in a second. I'll take you over here. Yeah, this surface is a little unusual to me, and that's my excuse. It's my excuse, real quick, to say why my wheelies suck out here. Hey, you don't have a choice. You're along for the ride, literally. So, I guess I can show you this. These are really young vines out here, but I'll take you along some that aren't as young. And you can see that it's rolled up along the top over here. And I'll show you this just a second. Yeah, these are younger vines too, but I'll show you over here. So you can see that it's wrapped up, and we just kind of roll it up over the top of the vines here, and kind of where this T-post is, we just kind of roll it up. But this whole net was kind of folded down, and we've clipped it through the canopy, and that with it clipped close through that area, this certain amount of area where the grapes are at is protected from birds being able to just freely get to them. And if they wanted to work at it, they can get to the grapes, but they'd have to really work at it. So that's where it's kind of it's a solution for this area because you can see there's not a huge amount of trees for the birds to go hide in. Let's see, make sure I don't run over my sprinkler over here. Now I've got to get a Vineyard wheelie in, even if it's a crappy one. I don't need to be going real fast on my wheelies. You can see how I kind of saved it a little bit. It's kind of a crappy wheelie vlog. I've got to redeem myself somehow. But yeah, you know, it's that harvest or post-harvest season. So all the work is done. And this is, of course, the S model DRZ. I've got a big surprise for this thing. I've got a stroker big bore engine that I'm building for it. This engine, with all due respect, is probably hurt just a little bit because I know it had been hydrolocked at least twice because the vacuum petcock had failed at the diaphragm level. And I put a manual on there, and the farmer that had this, either him or his hand, failed to shut it off. Can I redeem myself? Nope. Yeah, I just don't, I'm not that great at these off-road ones. But hey, that's why I gotta keep trying and getting better at it. Perhaps we can go over to Casino Motorsports Park, because I'm done. I was over here tending my batches. And now that that's all done, this is kind of my celebration or a victory lap, if you will. Make sure I don't hit any of their sprinklers if they have any sprinklers. That's the versatility of the S model DRZ. I've got these D606s on this. I didn't put these on, but I'll probably stick with it on for my adventure / off-road-ish build. And you know what my plan is now with it is I'm gonna be going stock SM gearing on these S wheels, and from my research on the SM model, that's just fine. It's just fine for the stroker big bore. It's got enough girth, if you will, to it, or grunt. It's not a big deal. And the idea is if I want to do some touring, which I will be doing some touring next year on this, I'll put some soft bags on it and maybe even a rack, a nice rack on it to go do some touring, adventure bike stuff. And that way I'll be able to go highway speed if I need to or want to, and I'm not at, really at higher RPMs. So they've been putting a lot of dirt and rock and crap out here, messing up my fun place, but I guess I'll let it slide. See all this junk out here? But I'm not on the SM, so let's see, first, second, clutch her up real quick. It's a lot easier when it's not spinning. That's a lot better. I feel like I redeemed myself a little bit. Not a lot of bit, but enough a bit anyway. Now I'm going into the sun. I don't want to hit the dirt pile. So I'm going to go over here. I better get one more before it's time to go. Now it's time to go. And here we're at the midpoint in September, so you know it's plenty comfortable, warm enough to go and hoon around. And that's exactly what I intend to do. Pardon me. Some more hay meadow action. Don't worry about it. I know the farmer who does this. He's not going to be mad. This is the last cutting anyway. For this material. There's a little rut that I didn't see. But yeah, it's just just trying to enjoy my evening. You know, this is a real chaotic time of the year for a person that does grapes and makes wine. So when I can take care of a work trip and make it a fun trip on the weekend, even though it really isn't a weekend where I can be out of town and do other cool moto stuff, we're just rural enough where I can get out and enjoy my bikes, not get messed with. So that's what I intend to do. And it's a bit windy out of the southeast. And that's all right. Got my work done and just living my best life. So what am I going to do? All right, back to the DRZ. I've got a SM wheel set that I can use for this and a brake setup. And well, I got another experimental SM wheel set that I'll tell you about later. But it's kind of a, I don't want to talk about it right now, but it may be this bike's use, because I want this DRZ to be my do-everything. The E-model is clearly my trail bike. It's street legal, but it's my trail bike. Oh, this is a perfect opportunity for a third gear clutch up. I can feel that wind. Got a car coming. Got to be safe. Last thing I want to do is infringe on anybody else's safety when I'm out doing wheelies. But to be fair, this is just AI generated wheelies, so it doesn't really even exist. Or this may be a point of view from GTA or something. But I may try this other wheel set. That's going to be a review and just kind of help keep people informed. Kind of like the FCR knockoff carb. I tried to offer some workable data that somebody might use in their decision making. I try to be honest as I possibly can about that. Well, I'll just go ahead and talk about it now. For those of you that stuck around, I'm going to try the KKE Supermoto wheels, and they're a budget wheel. They're an affordable wheel. And again, the other aspect of this is going to be SM. You know, the SM capability of this bike. That's not going to be the primary use for this bike, but if I want to scrape a DRZ, I want it to be this one. Okay, that's kind of the avenue that I want to go with on that. So that's what I'm going to try, and I will do an honest review on those. They're really affordable, and you know, they say that they work with the factory Speedo. That's a claim on it. I have a screenshot on their claims, and so I think those would be, you know, decent enough to be able to do some lot wheelies and maybe an occasional track day if you know, or if somebody doesn't like they have a, you know, a bike to ride at the go-kart track or something, for example. I'll just rent this one out to somebody, probably Jake the Garden Snake or somebody. But this is an S model configuration. I do have the option of putting an SM front fork components, amongst other things, on this bike, but I don't really want to because I want to see how well this works. The other part of this that I want to explore, again, I mentioned before the adventure / touring on it, the stunt bike performance, and maybe even the track performance. And in that configuration, you know, I'll have decent enough tires on it. I might even have some like stick-on or like not the full bark busters, but the ones that might deflect a branch or something off of someone's hands in the track, on the single track that I like to ride at off-road. What else are we going to talk about on this bike? Yeah, of course, it's going to have a similar feel to the other two bikes. The E model probably has the less, it's a different feel of throttle response because it has the slant model FCR 39. It's not the MX, but it's the OEM one from 25 freaking years ago. It's a 2000 model DRZ400E, and it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's different in that. See, how do I describe this? It's like, it's not as crisp. You know, I went through and rebuilt this carburetor. I didn't show you guys this, but I think I may have hinted at some of the, what would it be? The tuning that I've done when I did the initial build. But it's plenty favorable. Now that bike's that's E model wheels because they're factory with rim locks. The factory with rim locks. They, you know, they're not as great on road, so I wouldn't want to tour around on it. And you know, with this SM set, oh wow, deer. Those, I think that might be a yearling buck or a doe. And we're approaching the time of year where where they separate and the does hang with the does. And the bucks start kind of fighting each other a little bit. Those people might have been out dove hunting. That is the season in which it is. Migratory birds. But I have a capability of having a dirt wheel set on all of my bikes and a supermoto set on all of my bikes. And I mean that by supermotos. I even have a dirt set for, oh wow, there's a deer down there. I might be able to see it. Oh, down there on the sandbar. There's one out here in the woods. They're not worried about me. That's a pretty decent sized deer. That's a young one out here on the sandbar. This one along the woods, it's looking right at me like, what are you doing? All right, let's move along. I want to ride your trails, deer, but that's private land, so I better not. I wonder if we can see some more deer. I know this vlog's getting long, but screw it. If you like me, you'll watch it. I'm not editing it, I'm having a conversation with you. So yes, I have a dirt set that if I wanted to use on my 2-stroke Yamaha and on my 4-stroke Yamaha that are supermotos. So that's kind of cool, I think. Now I've got kind of a fleet going. I've even considered selling the 2-stroke because for me, it's. I don't want to say this in a negative manner, but it's a harder bike to ride, if that makes any sense to you. It's a harder supermoto ride on the track or even do wheelies on it. It's just more difficult. So with that being said, that's what I mean. You know, so if I'm out riding and I get from a 4-stroke to a 2-stroke, I cannot go and ride that 2-stroke like I ride a 4-stroke because there's no engine braking. And without engine braking, wow, there's some more deer. Wow. I wonder if they'll let me look at them. I don't know how well that shows up for you on my video. Again, I'm not editing this. You'll just have to zoom in for yourself. Yeah, they're still out there. They're moseying. They're moseying on. But we're getting close to sunset out here. Yeah, they are definitely looking at me. There's a young one. There's a young one out there. Oh, wow. Making sure nobody's coming up on me. And I'm not going to trespass on anybody's land. Yeah, they went on. They went on into the woods. You just have to take my word for it that there were deer out there. I have another camera that I'm going to be trying doing some of this stuff with, and yeah, I know I'm getting into the digital age a little bit more so than with my Cena. What is this thing? A 10C Evo, I think is what it is. But I bought a DJI Osmo 4, I think, action camera. And so I'm going to give it a go and see see how it works. It would be really cool if I can connect to this thing via Bluetooth and use the microphone on this setup and be able to speak and record my annoying voice with the video. But alas, you can't win them all. Let's see, what road are we getting to? This isn't the one I want to go to. Obviously the light is failing and the screen is getting a little darker, but I'm going to ramble on even a little longer, make this thing a absolute dumpster fire of a length of a video. But you just can't beat some Kansas dirt roads for just some calming background noise. And my ever so masculine voice for you to make fun of or enjoy or whatever. Oh yeah, the smell of cut grass. This was over here. They probably hayed this waterway. See all these there's terraces, not terrorists. Terraces that dump into these grass waterways. It's for erosion control. Follows the contour of the land. You can see we're along a crest out here. Crest of a hill. Yeah, it is just ever so comfortable out here. And it is the time of year where, you know, you get that little cool reminder as it approaches dusk. You get past sunset and, you know, the cool air drops. Got a moon approaching full moon over here. This is my neck of the woods. A perfect area for riding the DRZ on. Yeah. And we're gonna flip-flop around and we're gonna do some different things as time allows with these different bikes, and people that want to be a part of that experience, they can make suggestions. Say, hey, you know, I would like it if you did this with your bike. Try one of these. And if you want to arrange to send me something, you're welcome to do so. You can either do that through the comments or get a hold of me on Dewey's Garage Instagram. You can follow me on there and drop me a message and we can make arrangements. That's fine. I'm okay with it. Oh man. Beautiful country. A lot of loose sand. Fail. The crown of this road is all over the place. these skinnier dirt wheels do make things a little bit more complicated. Something scurried into the field. But yeah, this is just a raw vlog. We've gone through and we've seen deer. We went through the vineyard, did some shitty wheelies. And stuff like this is what I consider fun. So, what I would say to you is, if you like this sort of thing, or if you want some suggestions, or give some suggestions and say, you know, I don't like this stuff, I'll probably keep doing it anyway when I have time or feel like it, but you're welcome to make a suggestion anyway. Please consider subscribing if you're not already.